When you fire this thing up, you hear Pearl Jam's first rehearsals in the early 90s, you know what I mean? Dyna, like 2005, what happened in 2005? Jersey Shore? Come on.
I just want to ride across to California and then ride back, not fly back.
If you looked underneath this dude's twin cam, it's like that BP oil spill with the ducks. That's happening under this bike, dude. Under my bike is clean. So it's not the wand, it's the wizard.
Hello, I'm Shawn Michael Martin. Welcome to the Lowdown, episode 6.
Hi, I'm Shawn. People know me as Shreds. I ride this 92 FXR.
This is a 1992 FXR Super Glide. Last fall, I sold my Dyna and I was on the hunt for an FXR. I kind of committed to going up to Vermont to buy this 87 lowrider. And at some point during the week, Fred sent me this bike in Elmont. And it was, the lady didn't even know what she had. Her uncle bought it new, died. Her dad took over the bike. And it's basically just been in his garage ever since. So instead of driving 7 hours up to Burlington, I took an Uber 10 minutes over and bought it. She said people were trying to get it from all over the country. Standard leak chasing for about 8 months straight.
It came with buckhorn bars. When you turn, literally your hands touch your knees. So I swapped out 10-inch risers, low bend bar on top. Rear shocks, they're Fox. TBR, got a Makuni in there. I had to do a bunch of little things with the breather system because these things just spit oil out. I kept the giant old school turn signals on the rear. I cut the fronts off. The OE hand controls are sweet. People ditch those or upgrade to like the 96 and up. I don't do that. These are nostalgic. I got the incandescent old school headlight bulb. People rock the LEDs. I like the, ideally I would want people to think this thing was completely stock, but now it's lifted up in the front. My whole plan crumbled, but you know how much flack I've been getting because I don't have a thunder header on here? Worry about yourselves. Jesus, who cares, man? What? People chew me out about this thing often. I get flack for the shocks. This guy rides 100 miles a year, he gets $900 shocks. Yeah, shut up. Don't worry about me, dude.
My UPS guys are gonna get a hernia next time he comes here though. I got a bunch of parts coming in for it, so. I got fuel and cams coming, push rods, lifters. I got a Barnett clutch, and then a shitload of new gasket. I gotta go through the whole top to bottom, seal everything up.
When I was a baby, my parents got me a dirt bike. That's really, like, that set it off. It's like 10 years ago I got a Sportster. Started ripping that around with the fellas, bouncing around from bars. Then I got my first Dyna was the blue one, Tiffany blue. Chuck painted that. And then I got this. I haven't had a lot of bikes.
If it's something you want to destroy, get a Dyna. Because you're going to break a lot of hearts if you're out there an FXR.
It's funny, if you look at a Dyna and an FXR, they don't look, if you don't know better, they don't look different, but that Dyna felt, when I got on this, felt tiny. Felt way tighter, way more streamlined. Plus, dude, the nostalgia with an FXR, when you fire this thing up, you hear Pearl Jam's first rehearsals in the early 90s, you know what I mean? Dyna, like 2005, what happened in 2005? Jersey Shore? Come on. People swear up and down FXR versus Dyna, this and that. FXR is just way cooler. Hands down, way cooler.
No, they're definitely different, man. I feel like when I rode my Dyna in the sketchiest of situations, I always second guessed the bike. I have a lot more, the way this bike, the foundation of this bike from the ground up, I feel I trust it way more than I ever trusted my Dyna. You feel like you're kind of floating loosely on a Dyna, whereas you feel like you're actually attached to a FXR. You're inside of it, is a better way to say it. You feel like you're inside of a crudding FXR.
Some of the mechanical stuff, yeah. I've heard people talk about the tapered shaft versus the spline shaft. I don't know anyone who's had any, like, when I was buying this, I was looking at other FXRs and there were some like 87s that came up, and I had this guy in this ear saying get it, this guy in this ear saying don't get it. I don't really have any solid knowledge. I'm just, every time there's an issue, I'm learning more about these bikes. This whole thing started for like my crew, like in like 2013, rip around sporties. There was never like going to parking lots and practicing. We didn't do that. We were just insane people. We should just do it because it was insane and a good time. Like it's really catching on, which is sick. I like how they have the companies sponsoring like stunt shows. That's sick.
Then I started doing it on Sportsters, and then a couple years ago, I got a Super Glide. Me personally, broke my foot last year, broke my shoulder, my collarbone, broke my other foot, not even stunting. Just pulling in here, smash into that trailer. It's pretty sick. And the money you're gonna spend fixing your bike, man. Every time someone crashes doing a wheelie or a burnout, it's always a race to find parts, and some of these parts are hard to find. So you want to think about that. Like I said, you also want to talk to guys who are actually professional level stunt riders. I'm not one of them. I do a couple wheelies here and there, a little burnout, but I'm just a washed up old geezer with an FXR I'm afraid to break. No, I like the weather. I don't really ride a lot in the summer. Like, this is more my speed. I try to ride all throughout the year. I don't really mind the changing of the seasons. I don't mind the cold. I feel like the bike prefers it too. I think they dog out on like a humid day in August. I feel like I'm abusing it. So I like the weather. I like the ability to ride them. New York City sucks for a lot of reasons, but it's fun to ride your motorcycle into New York City. There's probably millions of people who want to do that every day. I happen to work there. I'm more excited to put this thing together, honestly, as of right now, than to ride it. Like, that's my focus, but I'm excited to, this year I didn't get to go to any events really, except Indian Lairs, which I've gone every year, but I missed everything in Maine and New Hampshire. Anything that's a good ride from here, I missed it all because of work and other stuff. So next summer for sure, anything upstate, anything in New Hampshire, Vermont, anything like that. The Triple Crown, dude. Sturgis, West Coast and East Coast FXR jams, that just seems like an insane thing to be able to do. Honestly, I just want to ride across to California and then ride back, not fly back. I want to do both. Eventually I'll have enough vacation time. That's a sweet goal to have.
I have to put a 111 in there. I have to. It's the rule. Unfortunately, the rule is you got to spend like $8,000 on a motor when you buy an FXR. Otherwise, no one takes you seriously. Like, what? You have an Evo in there? Like, dude, it's fine. I keep up with this cat on a twin cam. All I hear is about Evos leaking, nonstop. If you looked underneath this dude's twin cam, it's like that BP oil spill with the ducks. That's happening under this bike, dude. Under my bike is clean. So it's not the wand, it's the wizard. Yeah, we're going to Laconia. That's going to be insane. Yeah, can't wait for that. Ride up in the mountains. Also, just weekend to weekend, man. It's fun just riding these things going out, you know? Whatever you were going to do, if you take the bike, it makes it 10 times funner. Maybe even more, 15 times funner. I'd even go as far as saying 100 times funner. My boat's good. I don't know, dude. The boat, I haven't had any problems with it. Well, actually, this is weird. I had to learn about boat carburetors under a situation where if I needed to figure it out, otherwise I was gonna die. The stuck in like the secondary opening, like the high throttle part got stuck open. So I'm just zooming in the Long Island Sound full throttle, and I pulled the thing back and it was stuck in full throttle. So I had to open the hatch. I'm like, why is this stuck? I had to like manually close the carburetor. It was as fast as it could go and it was stuck open. I had to like learn. You never learn more about something than when the alternative is a watery death. I love motorcycles. I love my friends. I love tacos and margaritas. This is just fun. It's fun to do. And sometimes you crash, sometimes you get hurt, but it's still fun. And if you don't have a motorcycle, go get one. Don't get the one that Angelo has though. Whatever you do. Don't get this either. Get a live wire.
All right, thanks. You probably learned nothing from me. FXDLS Brooklyn is out.
Is this recording?
Yeah.
Save that clip, dude.
Rubbing your leg.
What's your favorite thing about me?
Besides your giant. You call me Shrek all the time. I don't blame you. But nah.
He looks like an ogre. Come on, dude. He's huge.